talk to us further about this horrific crime that took place in Manipur. I understand DCW Chief Swati Maliwal joins me live on the broadcast. Swati, appreciate you taking the time out and speaking to us here on Mirror Now. It is, of course, shameful that we find ourselves in such a spot discussing this horror. But how do you react to what has happened?
I don't know what to say. You see, yesterday I saw this video and I was unable to sleep the entire night. I've been feeling pretty sick since the morning because what has happened has completely shamed humanity. The kind of horrific sexual assault these women were subjected to, it's a complete violation of their human rights. And it is so distressing to see it. And what I'm really ashamed of is that when it happened 2.5 months back, yet no action was taken by the government. And I just heard that Manipur chief minister has gone on record saying that hundreds of such cases have happened. And that is why he cannot be expected to take cognizance of each and every such case. And he was not even aware of the case until Twitter highlighted it. So how bizarre is that? What kind of action is being taken? And you see the silence of the center in this matter is so shameful. Today, after 3 months of Manipur burning, Prime Minister for the first time acknowledged that yes, something very seriously is wrong in Manipur right now and action has to be taken. The Union Women and Child Development Minister has not bothered till now to go and visit Manipur and try and meet these survivors and try and assess that exactly what went wrong. And when the Manipur chief minister is saying that hundreds of such cases have happened, all the more reason all the leaders should rush to Manipur and should try and firstly curb the violence, B, get all these perpetrators arrested and provide some support to all survivors of violence, because it's very clear that now sexual violence was not only done in one odd case, it has been in hundreds of cases, because that is the claim of the Chief Minister of Manipur.
Right, Swati, as you speak about that, what is also concerning is that, of course, the internet was shut down for a long time. So, one can only imagine many horrific crimes such as like this could have gone unreported.
Absolutely. When the Chief Minister of Manipur himself is saying that hundreds of such FIRs have been filed, one can imagine how many more thousands did not actually report their cases, because it is not easy for women to be able to report cases regarding sexual violence. That is something that we see world over. So such horrific crimes have happened, and yet there is complete silence, yet no action is being taken. And only after Twitter made this viral, and if the entire country kind of rose up and it shook the conscience of the nation, has one person been arrested? And what steps are being taken to curb the violence in Manipur? So I think that this is a matter of great shame. As a woman, as an activist, as the chairperson of the Delhi Commission for Women, my head hangs in shame. And I have written to the Manipur Chief Minister as well as the Prime Minister, urging them to take strongest action in these cases. And I've also appealed to the Manipur Chief Minister, please allow my visit to Manipur. I want to speak to all these women who have made hundreds of complaints of sexual violence against them. I want to be able to talk to them. I want to be able to create a fact-finding report for the government, because I think that is the need of the hour. That will bring some attention of the government on the extent of the crimes, the brutality of the crimes. And since nobody else is doing it, I would like to do it.
Swati, let me also draw your attention to what the top court said regarding this, very pertaining remarks, in fact, going on to state that it's a gross constitutional violation, infraction of human rights. Another point that one should also look at how the top court has said that the use of women to perpetrate violence is unacceptable. So the question, of course, is why are women's bodies used as battlefields?
I'm sorry, I think I missed your question.
Swati, if you can hear me now, with the fact that the top court
Yes.
has made some pertaining remarks, just taking an excerpt from that, it has said that use of women to perpetrate violence is unacceptable. So the question obviously arises, why are women's bodies being used as battlefields?
You see, that's always been the case. I'm so grateful to the Chief Justice of the country that he took suo moto cognizance in the matter. And only when the Supreme Court has stepped in, one can feel some action will be taken. Because you see, the governments have been silent. So, this is something what the Honorable Chief Justice of the country has raised. It is something that happens across the world. Whenever there is a riot, whenever there is a war, whenever there are civil wars, whenever there is a fight amongst communities, we see that women are its worst victims. Whether you see the Gujarat riots and how Bilkis Banu was raped brutally, 19-year-old, 5 months pregnant, her 3-year-old son was killed in front of her, and so many members of her family were killed. And the way, I mean, sexual crime is always used in riots and in situations like that in order to belittle the entire community, because somewhere I guess that the the respect of a community is derived from the women. So that kind of an attitude of the society where women are targeted, and across the world this happens, it's something very shameful. And you see, in this particular case, there has also been this issue where two communities are fighting, and I believe that some fake news had spread for one community, and that is the justification that is being given, that is why that community targeted the women of another community. So what kind of a mechanism is that? How does anybody's mind operate in that manner, that you can actually kill someone, maim someone, commit the worst sexual atrocities against them because you feel that the women of another community had been wronged? So I think this entire attitude needs to be questioned and condemned. And the Supreme Court of the India has taken the issue up.
Right.
I am hoping that justice will be served. But my question again is of to the center as well as the state. There is only limited amount of work that the Supreme Court can do. Ultimately, it lies with the executive to curb the violence, to make sure that all the perpetrators are investigated, are arrested, and strongest action is taken against them. And proper fact-finding committees are set up so that more and more victims can come forward and be able to depose and be able to tell what has happened with them, narrate their ordeals without any pressure.
Right, Swati. Appreciate you taking the time out and joining us here on Mirror Now and speaking to us about this horrific crime. But like you said, one can only hope that justice does prevail. Thank you very much once again for your time. We leave it at that for the moment and shift our focus to